my executive engineers, assistant engineers, junior engineers, media, and everybody present over here. A warm welcome to everybody for today's World Environment Day. Mahatma Gandhi has said, the world provides enough to satisfy a man's need, but not a man's greed. Today, 5th June, the entire world is celebrating Environment Day. The world has chosen a theme, beat plastic pollution. However, the Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change, Government of India has emphasized to focus on mission life. Life stands for lifestyles for environment. Our Honorable Prime Minister of our country at the United Nations Conference of Parties COP26 for Climate Change held at Glasgow called for global effort for a sustainable lifestyle practices. And therefore, and since then, India is putting a lot of efforts and mobilizing people to embrace life. Under the mission life, there are 7 themes given to us. And every theme is applicable to every citizen of our country. But I would say, particularly, it is very much applicable to us as electricity department. And these 7 themes, the first theme is very important, is reduce, save energy. Now we all are the electrical engineers, we are supplying electrical energy to our state, and we should be aware about how we get electricity, what kind of natural resources through which we get electricity, how we can improve the condition, because energy is an important input for the development of the growth and economy. At the same time, energy is one of the sectors which is polluting the environment. Almost 40% of the carbon dioxide or the greenhouse gases which are produced come from energy sector. We have an option. Education is improving, industrialization, urbanization, mechanization, because of which there is a high rise of electricity consumption. So once the economy is developing, at the same time, we are degrading and polluting the environment. Energy, 75 to 85% still today comes from non-renewable resources. Coal, oil, petrol, gas. But we have an option. There are renewables which can be replenished easily by nature. But still, we all human beings, mercilessly, we are depleting the natural resources without thinking about the future generation. It's our moral duty to keep those resources for our future generation. We cannot, our future generation also has an equal right to use these natural resources. And it's a very serious concern. The technology advances are there and we can easily go for renewables. There is wind, there is hydro, there is solar, which is in abundance. And we are the experts of it. We have to see that, we make awareness programs, we educate firstly ourselves, our communities, our offices, our juniors, so that we shift from the fossil fuels to renewables. That is what is a serious concern, being energy sector a prime factor for polluting the environment. We should all work to preserve and protect the environment. The second thing, in this only I will talk, the first thing is in our substations, in our lines, the important gas which was labeled in the Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement is another greenhouse gas, SF6 gas, sulfur hexafluoride. This is a dangerous gas. The global warming impact of SF6 is 23,500 times that of carbon dioxide over a 100-year horizon. And the global warming impact for 500 years horizon is 32,500 times of carbon dioxide. This is the impact of SF6 gas. And the lifetime of this gas is 3,200 years in the atmosphere, whereas the carbon dioxide is 30 to 90 years. Such a big impact. But I don't think even one person will be aware about this gas. There are options. Though SF6 gas is an excellent dielectric and arc-quenching medium, it is having an excellent physical and chemical properties. But there is a technology, till 33 kV we can very well go for vacuum. But still, most of our substations are still working or operating on SF6. These are small things. 1 kg of SF6 gas, if it is released in the atmosphere, it has an impact of 23.5 tons that of a carbon dioxide. So let us educate ourselves first. If we have to act, if we have to change something, the change should be myself and yourself. This is the first thing. The second thing is save water. Apparently it appears there is abundant water on the earth. But it is reported, and there is a fact, that 97% of the water is salty. Cannot be used for drinking, cannot be used for agriculture, cannot be used for industries. And it lies in the ocean. 2% of the water comes from glaciers and ice caps. And only 1% of the water, fresh water, is from the ponds, river, lakes, groundwater, which is used for drinking and for working purposes. So this is again a threat. This is another threat which is sooner going to come. Therefore, our Honorable Prime Minister is focusing on these first two things, that is save energy and save water. The third is say no to single-use plastic. You all know how plastic poses a threat on the entire ecosystem, on the humans, on the animals, on the plants. It is choking our entire system, the drains, rivers, and everything goes in the ocean. So you all are aware about plastic, but how much efforts do we put? We are still using plastic straws, plastic polythene bags, and so many things, plastic plates. The fourth and the fifth is a reduce waste and e-waste. There is a fourth and the fifth. Again, how the waste, it is not every small child also will tell what waste does. Can we reduce that waste? Can we segregate it? Can we dispose in a proper way where it can be used properly? Can be recycled? Can be converted to organic fertilizers? Lot of things can be done. Can we reuse? Can we repair things, electronic items, so that we generate less e-waste? This is also a concern. Sixth and the seventh, adopt healthy lifestyle, adopt sustainable food system. Again, We need to practice terrace farming, office farming. We have to go for a seasonal food. We have to use smaller plates so that we don't waste food. Our lifestyles need to be changed so that there is a sustainability. We have to think about the natural resources which are required for our future generation, because it is our moral right. So how do we achieve these 7 things? In a simple way of mantra, I would say, just practice these 5 R's. First R is reduce. Can we reduce energy consumption, as in the presentation was also highlighting? Can we reduce less number? We can use less number of lights. We can put off some of the lights. Can the natural light be used? Can we use less resources? Is the first R. Can we reuse? Reuse is the second R. Reuse will always try to reduce the demand, thereby protecting the natural resources. Third is refuse. Can we say no to certain things? Can we say no to plastic whenever going to market? Can we use the cloth bags instead of polythene bags? So can we refuse to certain things so that we help to preserve the environment? The fourth R is recycle. Paper. In our offices, used paper gets generated. Can this paper be recycled and used in other forms so that in the normal process we save trees? If we are trying to generate so much carbon dioxide by way of burning fossil fuels, can we use it, or we can do less afforestation, more afforestation? Can we reduce cutting of trees so that the carbon dioxide what is generated through our various generation of power or various technological advances and industrialization? And the fifth R is repair. Can we repair? Sometimes, many of times, the offices at home, the old furniture we easily replace instead of repairing, or some of the electronic gadgets we replace instead of repairing. Can we repair them? So let's use these 5 R's so that we contribute to the environment. We are aligned to the 7 tips what our Honorable Prime Minister of our country has emphasized and focused. And he has made a global call for a global effort to have sustainable lifestyles. Justice requires that we hand over this world to our grandchildren, to our children, not worse than what we inherited from our parents and grandparents. Let us all work hard so that we preserve and protect the environment. Certain points I made when I was observing the slides. Environment Day is not celebrated only on 5th June. Many of times it is our natural tendency that one day we celebrate with a lot of programs. We will try to click certain photographs so that our presentations becomes nice. We have to inculcate that habit. As the gentleman was saying, he has observed certain things. Spain top leader, it comes from the top. Correct, it's a simple thing. But sometimes such an attitude has to be inculcated in us to bring a change. Therefore, I said change comes from myself and yourself. Honda Training Center is a nice initiative, because many a time we get confused which light to be put on, which fan to be put off, and therefore we leave all the fans on, all the lights on. My own offices, I have seen whenever I leave the offices, almost 10 fans, 10 lights, maybe more also, always on till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock also. This is the attitude. This small change has to be brought. If everybody works hard, definitely we will try to save energy. There is no natural resources left. We are using the natural resources at a fast pace, rapid, at a much faster than they will get replenished. These natural resources take long time, 100 years, 200, 300, and 1000 of years to get replenished. So there won't be any energy left. Because please think about our future generation who also have an equal right to use these natural resources. Another thing, a child explaining the parent. How many times we went and explained in the communities, in our local panchayat, because we are the one who are considered to be expert. We know how solar can be used. Instead of giving a progress or helping people to go for solar, many of times we delay our approvals. This is also another way, we are not even helping to conserve energy. A green cap initiative. Something like that we also can, because you are saying, who will get a green cap? Who shows a good behavior? If everything comes from a good behavior. If the attitude is good, there will be a big change. Many a time we blame the technology, many other things. The first thing if we require the change, the first thing if we really want to go for energy conservation and talk about the environment, we have to preserve and protect the environment. First we need to change our attitude. Let us take a pledge. Let us work towards keeping our environment clean, making a sustainable growth, a sustainable development which will help today's generation as well as the future generation to come. Once again, let us work together for the healthy and a safe environment. Thank you.